John Cena was right. Nikki Bella pays $200,000 in divorce for not having a prenup. Yeah, I think this is the best solution. I think giving women the equality that they said they wanted, not a one-sided equality, but the actual equality they said they wanted, is going to be the solution to a lot of our problems. Now that women have flooded the workforce en masse, and there are some women that are now becoming breadwinners, this is going to be a rising issue for them. They're going to realize that as the breadwinner, you got to pay up when it comes to divorce. And when women start to complain about that, people are actually going to do something about it. Nobody cares when men are the victims, but when women start to complain about these things, maybe the government will actually do something about how egregious divorce court is.
How did you navigate breaking up in front of the world, Nikki?
Well, having 2 public breakups.
Yeah, well, every breakup is going to be public if you're a public figure. And really, it's just not a good idea because your image is your business and you're mixing your family with your business, and that's a recipe for disaster.
Is what everyone saw. Yes, I had to give him $200,000.
Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily.
I know that
we call out effeminist foolishness, expose women's hypocrisy, dismantle double standards, and stand up for men. Almost 4 years ago, we made a video about John Cena insisting that Nikki Bella sign an airtight relationship contract. They weren't even married. Nikki was just moving into his house, and John already knew what time it was. 75 pages.
Oh, yeah.
You still don't know
everything. Oh, yeah, that's a tight contract. He wasn't playing no games. He wanted to make sure that he sealed the deal.
Thing that was inside it. Because remember, you can't see John Cena.
You definitely can't.
Where's he at? John Cena.
He's invisible.
John Cena, where's he at?
I have no idea. I haven't seen him.
Bro, what is he?
But trust me, you could
I wonder if he ever gets tired of that. I'm sure people do that to him all the time, everywhere he goes.
See the point he was making.
You're right. I should have told you before you packed the first box. I guess the reason I didn't ask you when I asked is because I didn't want to take something so wonderful and immediately get up with something so business. This is what my life is. This is what it's become. You met my family.
Right.
You think my mom paid for that house herself?
Yeah.
She didn't. My brother lives in that house.
Right.
They're expecting a child. My younger brother's got medical problems.
Exactly.
I make sure.
And I respect this because he's basically saying I have responsibilities. I have people that depend on me, and I can't be so frivolous if these people depend on me to just follow my heart and then jump into a relationship where all of my assets and the things that I help my family with could be put in jeopardy. If you already got something going for yourself before a woman jumps in, especially, that's a good take. I can't put everybody at risk just because I feel a sense of love in the moment. That's a solid take.
He's okay. I always tell them I'm a poor brother, but I try the best to be the best provider that I can. I just don't want to ever be in a position where that's in jeopardy.
John Cena then hit Nikki and men in general with a full red pill sledgehammer.
I don't think date nights could ever get old, but I think so many years down the road, to keep things exciting, I think kids help that in a relationship. I see the point of kids after you've been with someone for so long.
So basically what you just said across the table is, you will get bored of me.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
I'm not going to get bored of you.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. And he's smart because this is just not a good idea. They already don't agree on a huge aspect of a relationship, and that's wanting to have kids. There are some guys that are so ambitious, they just want to go out. They want to make sure they get a big house. They want to make sure their family gets a big house, and they don't really care about kids. They want to have that big house, fill it up with a bunch of furniture, and throw parties until they're 70 years old. That's what he wants to do. And so getting into a relationship, especially a marriage with a person that doesn't want to have kids, if you want to have kids, just doesn't make any sense. And you're banking on the idea that you might try to convince them, and usually it doesn't work. And John Cena's smart because he would have been sitting there stuck with the bill.
Pure gold. Nikki had nothing to say after that. And surprise, surprise, the relationship ended soon after.
Exactly.
Fast forward, Nikki marries
and that would have been half of his wealth right there. Just like that. Awful
Artem in 2022 without a prenup. Gets divorced in 2024, and she had to pay. And now
it only lasted 2 years. I think we're seeing more of those short marriages, of course, because divorce is incentivized by half of the party, whichever, in this case, the guy's side, but whoever doesn't make as much money is incentivized to essentially push towards divorce because they get rewarded for it. That's one side of the issue. But I also think there's an issue with people getting married for love instead of commitment. not understanding that love is commitment, and anything you love, you have to commit to. And so when the feeling or the emotion of love starts to wear off, if you don't have that commitment to follow it, then it's just going to be, it's just going to be over.
Now she's finally talking about it publicly on her podcast. Let's jump in. Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we got to do. Because we many.
All right, let's go.
We many.
Let's go. Good channel.
It got everyone's attention to hear.
That's right. So there's a major headline going on or going around about me that I just really want to kill. I don't want to get super deep into it. And that could be a part of the issue during my entire divorce, the incident that happened, because I haven't.
What was the incident? I wonder what the incident was.
Gotten really into it. It's given people opportunity to
make up lies,
Yeah.
have their own perception on what's happened. And you know what? I'm okay with that because I know the truth, lived it. I'm here and I'm happy. So that's what has kept me strong. But I need to educate the ones that aren't educated on a certain topic,
which is a lot.
And by the way, I don't blame people.
Women are now doing prenup education. Look at that. What a world. What a time to be alive.
Because one thing I've realized, there's a lot of topics in life that I'm not educated on because I haven't been through it.
Yep.
And we have to remember that the internet, there's a lot of people that have never been in love, have never been married, have never.
Well, one thing you got to learn real quick as an adult is that mistakes are expensive. And that's why I think it always helps to have a mentor or somebody that can guide you so you can avoid those mistakes. But for rich people, though, I think that their money insulates them from this a little bit. And that's why, rich people can get away with certain things. But for people that are in the middle class or lower class, there are certain mistakes that could genuinely ruin your life because you just can't even afford to pay for them. You can't afford to solve them. And for her, this is going to be a very expensive mistake, but it isn't going to be something she can't recover from like it is for a lot of working class men.
But we don't know it till we've gone through it, right?
Right.
Exactly, Nikki. John Cena had already gone through it. He had a 3-year marriage to his high school sweetheart, went through divorce court, got burned, and said, never again. Nikki didn't.
Some dudes don't play. Like, I don't know if people know this, but Hugh Hefner actually was engaged to his high school sweetheart, too. And this is before he did the Playboy and all that other stuff. He was engaged to his high school sweetheart, and she admitted to cheating like a couple of weeks before his marriage. And he said it completely broke him, and that's kind of what inspired him to start Playboy. He said, from now on, I don't want to put a ring on you. I just want to put that thing on you.
Learn from someone else's experience. But remember the old saying, while it is wise to learn from experience, it is wiser to learn from the experiences of others.
Yeah, definitely.
Nikki didn't, and she paid.
So let me tell you about divorce. So obviously TMZ put out, and then everyone else has picked it up, and everyone's had opinions about Artemis's divorce settlement. It's everywhere. It is mind-blowing to me that our government allows all this stuff to be public, but that's, the way the world is, and it's okay, and we're here. The divorce has nothing to do with what happened, the incident, any of that. Divorce is divorce. Divorce has to deal with the paper, the contract you signed during marriage, the day of marriage, at the court before marriage, whatever. So
it's honestly one of the most important contracts you'll ever sign in your life, and people think that they should do it based on emotion and not intention.
Is what everyone saw. Yes, I had to give him $200,000.
Cough it
That's
up.
what happens when you're the
support,
breadwinner.
Yeah.
The breadwinner.
Beautiful summary, Nikki. Divorce is divorce. The court system doesn't care about romantic speeches.
Right.
It doesn't care who fell out of love first. It doesn't care who cheated. It cares about the contract.
Well, it cares about the money that it's going to make from the contract. The judge, the lawyers that drag it on so that they can get paid more. It doesn't even care about the results of the children. Well, a father is the most important factor in a kid's life. And with that being known, I mean, there's plenty of studies to back that up. Why would you ever separate a father from their kid? And I always thought that it was interesting that they put people on child support instead of giving the kid to the parent that's more capable. Instead of taking the man's money and giving it to the woman who can't provide a life for herself, why wouldn't you just give the kid to the man? But of course, divorce court treats people like second-class citizens because it's really just it's a racket at this point.
Marriage is a contract. Nikki was the breadwinner, so she had to pay. Not $200, not $2,000, $200,000.
That hurts.
Why? Because that's what the contract demanded.
That hurts.
Now listen to the explanation.
And Also, there's a lot of different things that happen to make that number. I got a steal. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say. And you know, the one thing is our judge. We did private mediation. Said at the end of it, this is the first time in all the years I've done this where a woman had to pay a man.
Yeah, and that's a big issue because there are articles out now, and you can look this up, that says that women are breadwinners in 40% of the households. And if that's the case, why are you seeing that 92% of all alimony still paid from male to female? And it's because the court system, the divorce court system specifically, is extremely biased. And that's probably why she still got a sweetheart deal.
Did you hear that? Risotto!
This is the first time in all the years I've done this where a woman had to pay a man.
Yep.
And the judge said, you should be so damn proud that you built such an empire that someone wants a piece of it. Now, let me tell you the learning lesson. If you ever get married again, promise me you will make them sign a prenup. And I was like, I promise. They go, hard lesson to learn today. Because of the money you're going to have to pay out, but be damn proud of yourself.
So, like, a man gets treated like a second-class citizen or a second-class parent, and women get, like, a pep talk on how they've done so well for themselves. And then they get professional advice on how they should, no matter what, sign a prenup next time. It's interesting.
And it was nice to hear that. And I was, even though it hurts, because I broke my neck for that money. That money, all that is my hard-earned money.
Yeah.
The judge bailed her out. Why? Because she's a woman.
Right.
The judge told her she should be proud that she built an empire someone wants a piece of. That's not justice, that's affirmation. For a man, that's standard protocol. For a woman, it's a wake-up call.
Right.
And let's be clear, this was a steal. With a net worth of $10 million, a $200,000 payout is getting off easy.
She damn near didn't pay anything. That's less than 1% of her wealth. There are guys that are showing up to work for 40 hours a week, breaking their back to provide for their families, and then one day their wife goes, I'm not happy anymore, and he makes $65,000 a year and somehow, through some miracle, managed to save up a little bit of money, have a little bit of savings, have a little bit of his mortgage paid off, some equity in his home, and damn near all of that gets taken away. So he gets raked over the coals, and this woman who's worth $10 million gives up less than or about 1% of her income. In a world of equality, she should have taken the hit like every other guy has to.
Women only understand the value of a prenup when their money is on the line.
Right. And can I just say a side note just on the prenup thing? I told Nicole many times, he needs to sign it. He needs to sign it. Please annul. Please annul. Everyone, I don't care. Everyone knows I'm the bad guy. And you believed in such a fairy tale and you're like, you let it go because you loved him.
Right.
So I will say that, like, because people always try to make the worst of evils and the villains, and it's just so crazy. When, you know, just coming from a sister point, a lot of you who listen, you guys have best friends, sisters, family members, and, you know, there's us who, like, are the audience watching and being like, do this, come on, please.
No. You're talking about best friends and sisters. No, you should be talking about your brothers. You should be talking about your nephews, the men in those situations, because the men have stronger consequences. And I can understand if she started from the bottom with you, but if she wasn't in the gym shooting free throws with you, she don't deserve to hold up that championship trophy. I see a prenup like car insurance. Just because you get car insurance doesn't mean you plan on crashing your car, but in worst case scenarios, at least you're protected.
People easily get lost in love. So it's kind of how, like, when I see all the comments and all that, I'm like, you don't even know where this all actually stemmed from when you're looking at the settlement.
This part is important. Nikki and Bree had a reality show. Artem proposed on that show.
Will we marry?
Oh, yeah, bro, secure in the bag.
Artem.
Prenups
He's secure
are
in the
not
bag.
romantic. They're seen as distrust and not loving me 100%. And Nikki couldn't do it because then she'd look like a hypocrite.
Right.
Why? Because she broke up with John Cena for setting boundaries and creating a legal agreement.
Right.
She couldn't turn around and demand a prenup from Artem. The sisterhood would have destroyed her.
Right.
So she chose love and paid for it.
I know. Well,
And it kills me.
Well, here's another kill rumor. They're all like, oh, so he got the money because she lost. Like, no. Child support. If you are the breadwinner, if you make more money,
Cough it up.
it is literally a state calculator.
Cough
they
it
put
up.
in the incomes and they go, boom, this one makes more money. This is what you owe per month. At any point, by the way, till Mateo's 18, we'll always have to go. We can always go back to court or not. And this is anyone relationship, and you'll have to do the calculators again. And child.
And that's the craziest part about it. if I invest in XRP and my XRP goes through the roof, even if it's momentarily and I haven't even cashed it out, that can be levied against me for a woman to get even more child support. But if I invest in XRP and it hits zero tomorrow, they never consider your losses when it comes to how much you have to pay in child support. So if you win, you got to pay more. If you lose, you're just a loser. It's like a lose-lose situation. You're still building your life. You're not even attached to this woman anymore, but you're still building your life to give this woman your money. And it wouldn't be an issue if there was like a special card that women had to use to prove that they were actually spending the money on the kid. But some of these people are getting $5,000-$6,000 a month, and then you see them with all these nice designer bags and stuff, and you like, what's going on here? Where's that money actually going? Because I don't know any kid that needs $6,000 to live.
Support changes, and so because sometimes people start to do better, they do worse, and blah blah blah. It's strictly having a kid in a marriage. That's all it is. So everyone with all these stories, winners, losers, this and that, like, you just have to educate yourself on things. And that's what I've realized about the internet. And I try to give so much grace because I'm like, they haven't been divorced, or they haven't been married, or they don't have a friend who's been through a divorce. All of it's strictly divorce. And believe me, I did great in it because they wanted to settle. I was going to trial.
They wanted to settle really bad.
Well, okay, Bree, remember when I said, can you keep this light?
And this is why she's so calm. She knows this was a steal.
Yeah.
She could have lost half of everything.
Yeah.
Instead, she pays $3,500 a month in child support with shared custody. For her,
If your net worth is $10 million, that's almost no money.
that's a win. But remember the numbers we usually hear. 50K,
Yeah.
100K,
Yeah.
200 freaking K a month.
Crazy.
When you hear numbers like that, you better protect yourself because
Yeah.
no child needs that much money to
That's
eat.
true.
I work really hard, and you know, the child support doesn't bother me because I want Mateo to make sure his life in the other house is equal. And that is the one thing too. Everyone will bitch and complain. Oh my gosh, this is about child support. When you're in the courtroom, child support is so the child could have an equal life in both homes.
Right.
That's where it comes from. And so it is hard, and you're like, oh, it hurts, but it's so maybe the other parent can get a better place for rent.
Yeah,
So-
my problem with that is that both of the parents aren't together anymore and they don't do equal shit. If they had to equally contribute to that kid living an equal life in both of those houses, it'd be different. But for one person to pay for two households when those households are no longer united, 70% of divorces are initiated by women. Why should the man have to take care of two households because the woman decided that she wanted a divorce? I really don't think that that's fair.
then your child support goes to that, right? Or they can eat the same organic food, or so for me, it doesn't. I don't even think twice about it because I'm like, that is making sure Mateo's also 50-50. Half of his other time is a good life,
Right.
you know. But
She's being politically correct. We all know it's women who receive the brunt of these massive payouts.
Exactly.
Dunking on child support would mean dunking on the very system that benefits her gender.
Exactly.
But notice what she
Yeah,
said.
it's like 7 of the 10 richest women in the world currently got their money through the inheritance of the death of a father or something like that, or got it through divorce. So 7 of the 10 richest women got it from this type of come up.
They can go back to court for 18 years as life and income change.
Yep.
I want you to keep that same energy
Yep.
when your ex-husband demands more money
He will.
because he can't keep up the lifestyle. When he expects you to pay for it because it's 50-50, right? John Cena was right from the beginning. Prevention is cure. Stay out of the courtroom.
Sometimes I wonder, how do you even go about that? How does the judge even consider that with logic? Like, you go to the judge and go, well, she's making or he's making more money now. Generally speaking, he's making more money now. I need more than $6,000 a month because the kid needs more Fruit Loops. Like, what kind of logical judge would look at that and go, yeah, this person needs more of this other person's money that they're not in a relationship with anymore? So I'm assuming with more women having to deal with this issue, there might be a solution to it because that system is completely broken for sure. Let me know in the comments below if this video is a W or L, and give me the HBO special. That's up without special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Till next time.